Corey Kenshin, Berleezy, Rico the Giant, Young Don the Soul Squad. What do these creators all have in common? No, I'm not talking about that. But it seems like what they have in common today is that they're all getting canceled. Well, not really. Not really. And even if they are, they're getting canceled for like what I personally believe are the dumbest reasons. Well, for most part, it seems like this is just another case of the vocal minority on most platforms trying to deplatform anybody for any reason, because again, people are just angry for the sake of being angry. And you know they've gone too far when they bring in Corey and Berlin, who are like two of the biggest non-problematic creators on this YouTube platform, especially for black creators. For example, if you're gonna bring up Corey, it's like, oh, Corey did this, you're like, really? It kind of like throws everything that you have to say out the window. And I'm going to be explaining in this video exactly why they're getting canceled one by one. I'm going to rank it from like the least problematic to the most concerning. By the end of this video, you're gonna look at this and be like, yeah, it was kind of a mistake to go on this video, huh? Berleezy was welcome back. I just fucking love his content. But anyways, it seems like rumors are circling around that Berlin is getting cancelled because apparently he said a lesbian slur, which is the strangest one because no one can bring up a clip and nobody even knows what the slur is. That's the even scarier part, or not scary, but the craziest part. Like, the only thing I would consider a lesbian slur is the word butch, because growing up, whenever people would see a lesbian couple, right, they always have this mentality of a couple should have masculine and a feminine, and normally the lesbian or the woman in the relationship who takes the masculine role would be considered a butch lesbian. So that's the only thing I would consider even a slur towards a lesbian. By the way, this is me saying it for educational purposes. It's not just me saying the slur for the sake of slurring. Actually, I don't even know if it is a slur. It seems like new things are being added into the slur dictionary, and unless you live your life online, you won't know. Quite honestly, like for example, apparently the word retardation is now a slur, even though people use synonyms for the word retard. So it's like, you know what, that's a different topic for a different day, and probably somebody's gonna bring this video up like 5 years from now and be like, he said. But anyways, it seems as if the second reason why Berlin is getting cancelled is because apparently he says he doesn't date white women. Nobody can bring up a clip of Berlin actually saying that he doesn't date white women, and I don't know why this is such a big point of contention, because people tend to date within their own race. I don't know why people are acting as if this is a big thing. Like for example, he never actually outright said I don't date white women, but he has openly said multiple times that he loves black women, which again is not a surprise because most people tend to date within their own race. I don't know why people are acting as if this is such a news, it's such a huge revelation. Even after all these years, the majority of people will still tend to date within their own race. I think this could be a larger discussion at the end of the day of people questioning exactly why do you have the preferences that you do? Are they rooted in something? And sometimes it's not that deep because not a lot of people think that deeply into why they like what they like. If I like a certain thing, if I like vanilla, I'm not going to sit down and do some sort of introspection, trying my best to figure out why exactly I like vanilla. No, I just like it because I like it. Just like Berlin, he loves black women because he loves black women. Again, people tend to date within their own race. It's not that deep. And people who are making it that deep are really just bored for the sake of being bored, especially because they have no evidence for the two reasons why he's being cancelled. There is no actual footage or quote of him saying these things that he's getting cancelled for. On to Corey Kenshin, because my name is Corey Kenshin. He's getting cancelled because it seems like people are circulating footage of him. Well, not even. It seems like people are just bringing up things from the past where apparently Corey said a slur for trans women or transgenders in general. And Corey has addressed this in the past before, with his excuse being that he did not know, which again, I would say is a believable excuse because again, everything is being added into the slur dictionary these days. So he did not know that it was a transgender slur, and he said it, he apologized for it, but now for some reason people are bringing it up again out of nowhere for no reason. And it's not even a case of like he's coming under fire for like some huge allegation and then people are going through his catalogs and then bringing up something to cancel him for. No, it's not even that. It's just randomly somebody was like, oh yeah guys, do you remember when Corey said that one transgender slur? Yeah, let's cancel him for it. It just really doesn't make sense. Now it seems like the second reason why Corey is getting cancelled is because apparently at some point he said that type of women are Asian women, so that's his type. I don't know if that means that that's all he goes for or if that's what he prefers, but apparently he's getting cancelled for that because people are seeing it as a fetish. This is the one word I cannot say. fetishization, it's a fetishization of Asian women, right? Or just Asian people in general. And apparently that's the reason why he's getting cancelled. Again, like I said with the whole Berlin thing, to play devil's advocate, it could be a fetishization of Asian women. And that's really up to Corey to sit down and kind of think to himself, where exactly is that preference coming from? Because we all know that Corey's like a huge anime fan or a huge Japan fan or like Japanese fan. I wouldn't call him a weeaboo, but yeah, he kind of slips towards that side of the spectrum. And a lot of people do, but I don't think that's the reason why he has a like preference for Asian women. It could just be like he likes Asian women. He likes features on Asian women, or he likes the culture. It could be like a plethora of things, right? We don't know, and Corey doesn't. Well, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know because he doesn't sit down and think, why do I like Asian women more than I do black women or white women? Like, I don't think Corey actually like sits down and thinks about that type of stuff. But again, it is something that could be rooted in something, and that's only up to Corey to sit down and actually think about it. At the end of the day, again, Corey is one of, if not the most unproblematic person on like the black sphere of YouTube. I mean, for fuck's sakes, the dude doesn't swear in his videos. That should tell you something. He tries his best not to swear, and you want to cancel him, call him problematic. And that at that point is like, your criticism is like here. Like, this is a ball of your criticism, and like, fuck off with it, you know? Young Don the Sauce God. Young Sauce the Don God. Young Don the Sauce God. Now, with this one, he is a YouTuber who has garnered an audience on his second channel where he discusses like political topics with a conservative mindset, because again, most countries outside the US and the UK, like the United Kingdom, have a very conservative mindset, and Young Don is from Jamaica, where they also have a conservative mindset. So he discusses political topics with said mindset. Now, he recently got in some controversy after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, where they discussed like abortion and all of that stuff, and he had his own opinions on the abortion. Obviously, since he's conservative, he would have conservative opinions about abortion, thinking that you shouldn't be aborting because he thinks it's murder, which again, to each their own. I don't care about his opinion. I live in South Africa. South Africa is generally a conservative country as well, so I don't care. I'm kind of like in the middle of the spectrum, but who cares? You're not here to listen about my opinion. You're here to find out why he's in trouble, because it seems like the source of where I'm getting all this information from didn't actually like delve down. Now, I was fortunate enough to be there when it was all breaking down. So again, let's break it down. Let's summarize it. Young Don was on a live stream where he was talking to Your Age Gaming and I'm Dante. They were discussing abortion rights and Roe v. Wade, and Young Don was defending his opinion of conservatism, while Your Age and I'm Dante were busy fighting with the liberal mindset. It was liberal versus conservative. Nothing new. And then people clipped a specific part of that live stream where Don had said he does not think women should work, and people ran with it. When I say they ran with it, they became Barry Allen, they became the Flash, and they gassed with that shit, right? Again, it's out of context, it's clipped. What Young Don meant is that, because again, he lives in a very conservative mindset, he believes that he believes in the masculine and the feminine, right? He believes that a man should be the sole breadwinner while the wife stays at home and takes care of the kids. Now, before anybody takes this out of context, what he means is the principle of it. He is, again, conservative, and most schools in America, or just the schooling system in general that's happening around the world, is now starting to push a more liberal idea, which he does not agree with. So what he wants to believe is that, or what he does believe is that, as a man, he should be working, he should be doing everything, and at least one parent, it doesn't matter if he's the man or the woman, he believes one parent should be taking care of the child at all times, making sure that that child grows up with their home views. Because when you send a child, if both parents are working and they send a child to school or a nanny, we do not know what exactly the ideologies of the nanny or the school are. And he doesn't want an unknown factor playing into his child's life. So he wants one of the parents to constantly be in the child's life to make sure that they grow up with that conservative family values, right? That's what he meant. So when they brought up an argument of, okay, what happens if your wife earns more than you? Don was like, he's perfectly fine with staying at home, being home husband, taking care of the child, as long as one of the parents is there to take care of the child at all times. This is his general opinion, but the reason why he said women shouldn't work is because, again, he believes that a man should be the sole breadwinner of the household. And I don't know if he has the idea of, okay, because there's an argument that would be thrown his way of, okay, not everybody makes enough money to live with one person making the money and then the other person staying at home. Not everybody makes that amount of money. And I don't know if Dawn has the idea of, okay, if that's the case, then you shouldn't be having children to begin with. You shouldn't be having kids unless you're able to financially take care of them. But I don't know. That's totally up to Dawn, and I don't care. That's not up to me, but that's his mentality. Somebody should be taking care of the child. One of the parents should be taking care of the child at all times. Now, again, this was just bad faith. People clipped it out of context, ran with it, and be like, oh, he's a misogynistic conservative who believes that women shouldn't have rights to their own bodies, and also he believes that women should always stay at home and do, it's like, no, that's not what he meant. His ideologies were in the principle of raising a child instead of, oh, women shouldn't have rights. Like, he even argues that if women want to work, they should be allowed to. They can. Like he said with him in his situation, if his wife one day walked up to him and said, oh, I wanted to work, since according to him, she has like a law degree, she's a lawyer, right? If his wife walked up to him and said, oh, I want to go to work, he's fine with it. He's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, go work. You should be allowed to, and I don't care if you do. However, I would prefer, my preference, or in this case, his preference, he prefers that at least one of the people stay at home to take care of his child. But since he's always working, and since he is the one who makes enough money to take care of the child, then he hopes that she would stay at home, and which he agrees. So that's the type of relationship that they have, and it works. So that's the reason why he's getting canceled. To that one, I don't even consider it as cancel. I think it's just a disagreement on ideologies based on what side of the political spectrum you lay on, and I don't think that's justified enough to cancel somebody unless you're like alt-right. You're for alt-right. Then I think, yeah, you deserve some canceling. Oh, I'm not canceling, but you deserve some open criticism or backlash. And now we have Rico the Giant. Rico's cancellation is the only one that I think is worthy of concern. Although I genuinely, like, through and through, I will always live by the idea that you are innocent till proven guilty, which is what the law is supposed to do. That's what the law exists to prove. However, we live online, right? Online is like, you're guilty if there's an allegation coming out. You're guilty until proven innocent. But even when you're proven innocent, there is still some aspect of guiltiness like that is on you, right? And this is the case with Rico the Giant. The reason why Rico is under fire, he's getting canceled, is because he's dating Mari. Mari is another YouTuber who has appeared in like some of Berleezy's videos. She's part of the Easy Gang. That's the best way we can describe it. And now the reason why this is under contention is because she's 19, turning 19 this year, and Rico's 23. Now, again, why does this matter? They're both two consenting adults. So they're two consenting adults with like a 4-year age difference, 5-year age difference. So why does it matter? According to the rumors, which I do have to specify, I'll scream this into the microphone. These are rumors, okay? And they will stay rumors until proven otherwise. That apparently Rico and Mari have been in the talking stage since Mari was underage. So that's why he's getting canceled. So people think that he is a groomer because no matter how you look at it, if there's a 4-year age difference, Rico's 23, right? 23, 24. According to Google, it's like 23, 24. And she's 18, 19. And there's a 4-year age difference. No matter how you look at it, it looks pretty sus. Now, reason why I'm not jumping on the ship, because again, one, I believe that you're innocent until proven guilty. But two, since we aren't in that relationship and we don't know the ins and outs of it, we don't know if they only started their talking stage once they turned 18, or once, like, if it happened recently and they only started dating recently, or if they've been in that talking stage since she was underage, which again, I don't know. They were friends while she was underage, but whether or not they were in the talking stage is something only they know. And unless they come up with it, it's going to remain that way. It's going to remain just rumors. Now, there are some people, I'm gonna show a clip right here. Somebody who is against the whole Corey Kenshin and Berleezy and all. Like, he's against the whole canceling thing, which I also agree. It's pretty stupid. But he is against cancel culture, but also has the mentality of, until you're proven innocent, you're guilty.
He definitely groomed. I'm sorry, bro. Like, there has to be something. Until he explains his side of the story, it's not looking good. You were definitely grooming Mari. 100%. Until you give an explanation. If you want to sit quiet and keep, getting all the controversy, not explaining your side, well, you're a groomer. From my POV, you are a groomer. 100%.
Which I don't agree with. How can you be against canceling, but then run with the mentality that is prime cancel culture. That's literally the basis of what cancel culture is on. Guilty until proven innocent. At the end of the day, 3 out of 4 of these cancellations are literal nothing burgers. They're like, oh wow, you go on Twitter, oh, they're being cancelled, I wonder for what? And it's like absolutely nothing, as usual. As like, if these guys aren't committing a crime, why are you trying to advocate for like social reforms for the least problematic creators? I cannot speak. I don't know why you're advocating for social reforms for the least problematic creators on the platform. Now, my personal problem with everything that's going on, aside from people are bored and they want to do things for the sake of just doing them, I guess, is the fact that people are making this a race issue, right? And I can see why they're making a race issue, because everybody discussed in this video are black creators on the black side of YouTube. However, 3 out of 4 of these YouTube creators are within the same friend circle. We've seen multiple videos of Berlin and Corey, right? We've seen multiple videos of Rico and Berlin. They're within the same sphere. And normally when one person gets canceled, they snoop around the entire immediate friend circle. Yeah, they always snoop around the immediate friend circle. If I get canceled, somebody's going to look around my entire friend circle. It's like, oh, he's problematic, meaning people who are close friends with him should be problematic by default, and then they start snooping. That's why I believe that, let's say Rico is the one who's getting the most attention right now, right? He is the one who's getting canceled, and then they're gonna look around his friend circle. They're gonna look at Berlin. From Berlin, they're going to look to Corey. And then maybe from Berlin, they're also going to try and look at Andante, PG, Joe, Jojo. They're probably gonna try and look around every single facet of the friend circle. If one person is problematic, by default, they assume that everybody else is. I don't think it's just because they're black. Correlation does not equal causation. This should be a well-known thing. Now, I genuinely do believe that cancellation for the most part does not exist. Sometimes it does work, like with EDP445. I'm glad that he's off the platform, right? People like him definitely deserve to be booted off the platform. However, I do wish that same energy would be kept for people like James Charles, because while EDP has been doing grooming things, James Charles is no different. And a lot of people will just, like, for example, with James Charles, he lost what, 1 million subscribers and gained them back not that long ago. It feels as if cancel culture is a way for creators to take a small break, come back, and then have everything fresh and new. Although this is not always the case, there are people like Shane Dawson who have come back and then don't have the audience that they used to have. But then we have people like Jeffree Star, we have people like James Charles who come back and then they get their platform back and they get everything back. And people might say, oh, maybe it's because they're part of a certain community and maybe that's why they're getting special treatment and people are just hating on black creators. Again, I don't know. I don't truly know, but I genuinely do believe that correlation does not equal causation. It's not a race issue, or it's not as deep as people are trying to make it be. Just like the cancels, they're not deep. It's not that deep. People are just hating for the sake of hating. People are just finding problems for the sake of finding problems. That's my general opinion. At the end of the day, you really shouldn't care, except for the Rico one. Keep an eye out for that one. But do not jump to conclusions. But I will be keeping an eye out on the Rico situation, and I might post an update on it. That said, if you like what you saw, consider subscribing for more content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be updated next time I post more vids. Thank you to DBZ Yanni on TikTok for bringing this to everybody's attention. I will leave a link to her TikTok in the description. That said, be ever wonderful. This has been Biscord signing out. Bye.